Hi guys, welcome back to another video and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already gathered by my attire, no, I'm not a priest. I am going to a show today and I'm jumping my first 90 with Vossi since we've learnt how to ride. Is that the correct phrase? The last time we jumped 90, we were at Kiso last year and we had, I think, one fence down and it was just really rushed. And yeah, today we are off to Berry Farm. I have not been to Berry Farm. It must be well over a year. The last time I jumped, it's indoors, so it's in their indoor international arena. Last time I jumped in that indoor arena, I actually walked out on foot because I fell off jumping that dreaded angle that I've been talking to you guys quite frequently about recently. You know, the work I've been doing, jumping off bends. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of practicing. By a lot, I mean once a week, because I don't like jumping Vossi more than once a week, as you guys know. And yeah, I'm feeling very apprehensive, as I always am for shows. You could probably tell in my voice actually I'm a little bit nervous, but yeah, the weather's good. Thankfully Berry Farm's actually probably one of my closest show venues. In fact, it is my closest show venue. I think it takes like 45 minutes to get there, unlike some of the show venues I've been going to recently, which have taken me up to like 2 hours to get to. So yeah, really looking forward to going there today, not to mention that their food in the cafe is yum. So we are going to head to the yard now, do all my jobs like always, bring Voss in, give me clean, pack the car with all my tack. Oh, I'm also trying my new bit today. So I say new. I've tried it once with Vossi at Showjumping in the past. You know, it's the Cheltenham gag that I was talking about, but this time it's got what do you call it? The two sort of lines either side of his mouth for extra control when steering. I haven't ridden him in it yet, so the only sort of chance I'm going to get to have a feel of what he's like in it will be in the warm-up before I jump around the arena. And the reason I'm doing this is because I've had previous advice to just go straight in the ring with it, mainly because Vossi is very switched on and very intelligent, and when I use the same bit over and over again, like I am with my bombers bit at the moment, he knows how to, he gets used to it and he gets accustomed to it, and he sort of figures out how to avoid the things that the purpose of the bit is trying to help me with. So the purpose of me sort of just getting the warm up and the jumping round in it is to basically get as much control as possible with Vossi from it and as much benefit from it as possible without Vossi being like, oh, I know what's going on here, let me play some games with you, mummy, because I already get enough games with Vossi. Don't know if you've sort of figured this out along my journey. Vossi loves to play games with me. So it's all about being really switched on with him and playing my game right. So yeah, let's go to the yard, get the jobs done, and we can go to Berry Farm. Sorry, I didn't even mention, I'm jumping the 80 and the 90 today. My first class is at 10 to 3, and then my last class is at 3:35. So pretty good times. So I'll hopefully be in and out and on my way back home in the pitch black, because it's winter, obviously. But yeah, all sounds positive. Let's go and see how I get on. Literally, I think I'm actually shaking. Yeah, that's my normal shake, but I'm shaking inside. Right, so we are hitched up, as you can see, and I've also been quite busy. I haven't been filming it. I've also changed my bomber's bit over to my Cheltenham gag, which is going to be interesting. Let me show you. Here we go. Sorry, my car looks like a mess, and yes, my tack probably does need to be cleaned. So here it is, the bit that we're trying out today. I sure am looking forward to it. See how we get on. God, you can see where my boot is marking my saddle, can't you? Damn, girl, keep an eye on that. So I've just popped Vossi's scoops of healthy tummy. You guys are slowly slanting down that way. So now I'm just doing his supplements. So we have a scoop of Blue Chip Balancer, Ulcer Cool Balancer that is, and then he gets a scoop of science supplements, gastro kind. As you guys know, this is great for tackling and controlling the acid build-up in the horse's stomach. So here's that. So much like powder dust that gets created once I put the supplement in the bowl. I'm always like, is this healthy to breathe in? Like, you can see it in there. Like, should I be breathing that in? Should I be putting them off? I mean, hopefully it's safe. So that's feeds done. So now I'm gonna go do hay nets. So I'm going into a new bale. So I'm just gonna get my scissors, cut it open. By the way, ta-da! I've got my show breeches on underneath this in case a few of you thinking, gosh, Charlotte, you gained a few pounds. No, that is not the case, guys. So I'm just going to add our beautiful hay that we have. It's lovely and green. I love a green, fresh bale of hay, don't you? Popping that in Vossi's hay net. What I'll do is I'll pop that on the scales just to get an idea of how much is in there in terms of weight. So that is just under 10. I'm awful with my is that pounds or kilograms? I don't know. It's under 10, guys. I'm too scared to say if that's pounds or kilograms in case you laugh at me. So it's under 10. We want to get sort of closer towards 15. So I'm gonna, in the second hay net, I think I'm gonna pop in 2 sections, maybe just over 2 sections. So this is obviously for his hay tonight. Okay, so that in total is actually just over 20, but the horse is obviously in. The horses come in from around 5 o'clock till about 8 o'clock the following morning. So they're in for about 14-15 hours. So this amount of hay will last Vossi that amount of time before he gets breakfast in the morning. I am also going to do a third hay net because obviously we are going to a show, so I'm going to do a show hay net for the trailer for transporting him. I'm just going to pop 2 light sections in here because he doesn't actually eat that much when he's travelling. So that, I'd say that's about 1.5 sections in there. I don't know, should I put more in? I think that'll be enough. Honestly, he just doesn't eat it and it just gets wasted in the end, or I just pile it off to Ozzy because I like Vossi to eat freshly soaked hay, not hay that's soaked like 7 hours before. Do you know what I mean? I give it to Ozzy. Is that really naughty of me? It is, isn't it? But hey ho, it is what it is. Having to crouch down because of the position of the camera, but now I'm on to my glorious job of mucking out, which I absolutely hate doing. But, you know, gotta do what you gotta do when you're on DIY. Okay, mucking out is done. I say it in a very dreary tone of voice because that was such hard work. I mean, this horse poos for England. I must have spent 25 minutes mucking that stable out, and I've never spent that long mucking out. Anyway, I'm moaning. I'm ready for a cup of tea. That's probably why I'm moaning. I'm gonna go in, have a nice cuppa, reset myself, ready to bring him in and get him ready for the show a little bit later. Well, you missed the crucial part of me bringing Vossi in, getting him ready, because I'm very short for time. So I brought him in from the field because he was out all this morning, because I'm jumping this afternoon. Cleaned him off, popped his rug on, packed the car. Now we can go. That's Dad hiding from the video. It's a full house today, guys. We've got Dad, we've got Mum, we've got everybody. It's like being a teenager again, back 15 years ago when I was supported jumping my 60 centimetres. The only difference is I'm not jumping 60 centimetres, I'm jumping 80 and 90 today. Oh, how exciting.
Oh, we haven't jumped him yet.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try to, do you know what I mean? Right, positive vibes, let's go. So, just arrived. Course looks really straightforward, really good. So now I'm just going to be watching a couple go around to learn the course, because obviously I'm one of the last to go in the 80, so I need to obviously watch people to learn the course because I haven't got a chance to walk it, or there's no sort of course walk available. So obviously there was when the class started like an hour and a half ago, so it looks really straightforward. I'll show you guys a quick look of it. So I've actually popped upstairs because I wanted to get a better insight about what the turn would be like from 7 to this upright 8. So I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to jump 7 and come inside here, because that gives me enough time to get over 8. And then I'm going to go over 8 and then come around that way to fence 9, which is there. I think it's just a bit too tight to come in there, so I'm going to go around that fence, hug it as close as I can to get over there.
Right, when you come here Sunday morning, Sunday morning. What'd she say? You better not be filming me, Mum. I won't go on all night long. Depends. There you go.
Oh, hello. It's a new day and I'm smiling because what you saw previously was an absolute disaster. Feels like I've gone back to square one, guys. If you didn't gather by the video, we had 2 lovely eliminations again, because Vossi decided he would go over fence 1 in the 80 and then coming round off his right bend in the corner, started napping, didn't want anything to do with it. So I tried again in the 90 and then he wouldn't even go. As soon as he went through the entrance gate, he wouldn't even move forward. So classic old Vossi's games with me have returned. Don't know why I sound so enthusiastic and excited about this. I think it probably has a lot to do with what I'm doing today as a result. You can either sulk, cry, have a tantrum over these things, or you can remain calm, carry on having a better day, a better few days after the event, and then try again. And that's exactly what I've done. I've come away from the event not feeling down, not feeling upset as I would have done, you know, maybe a year or two ago. And instead I've walked away. I thought, I'm accepting it for what it is. Yes, I had a few Instagram meltdowns, which I shared with you all, which is why you should all tune into my Instagram and follow me if you haven't already, which is Riding with Charlotte, because that's where I really do share and I get into the nitty gritty of how I'm feeling in the moment. YouTube is more of a place where I can, unless I'm filming the whole day of the event, where I can sort of share my feelings post processing them. So this is one of those moments where I've sort of processed the awful experience that I had, and now I have calmed and I've reflected. This video is a result of what I'm going to do. So today we are actually heading back to the arena, back to Berry Farm Indoor International Arena, because I've booked myself in on a clinic with one of the trainers up at Berry Farm, and I'm going to take Vossi back into that indoor arena and hopefully have, well, I will have the chance to show him the arena, get him used to it, and also crack what the problem is. And the problem is the first time I ever showed Vossi Berry Farm Indoor, he flew round and we jumped amazing. I think came second in the 80, and then I fell off in the 90 because he just did a huge buck over one of the fences and I flew off. And then of course, the next time we come back, he's just said absolutely no. So today I'm hoping, it's only a half an hour slot. It's so expensive. It's half an hour slot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give him a warm-in in the normal warm-up arena that I would do on a show day, and then take him straight into the main ring, where the jumps are, where the competition is held in the international arena. And I'm just going to have a chat with the guy who's running the session today, and I'm just going to say, look, in this half an hour, please can I just keep coming in from the warm-up to the main international ring, so Vossi keeps getting used to going in from warm-up to main ring, warm-up to main ring. And obviously having a jump and showing him around the fences and the fillers and stuff like that. Hopefully it goes well. I can't see why it wouldn't. I certainly don't have the anxiety and the nerves as I would do on a show day, so that will be interesting to see if that sort of impacts Vossi. I know a lot of people out there that believe in like natural horsemanship and those sort of types of training methods would certainly agree that me not being nervous and anxious is definitely going to reflect and have an impact on Vossi. So I'm very aware of that. So yeah, I mean, this is what I'm doing. I'm not dwelling, I'm not getting upset. I am getting out there 3 days after the awful show that we had, and I'm giving it my best shot. So I'm going to bring you guys along today, and hopefully we have a really good session. Right, I didn't want to bore you all with my jobs, but all the jobs are done. Mucking out nets, feeds, brought Vossi in, got him cleaned up, la 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 la. You all know. So anyway, the cart is all packed up, as you can see. Vossi is, I don't know if you can see Vossi. No, you can't, like, it's just too bright. Vossi is loaded on the back of the car, and we are going to now head off. Oh my goodness, that sun is bright. We're now going to head off to Berry Farm and do our jumping clinic. So we've just arrived at Berry Farm. As you can see, Vossi's all tacked up. Really excited to see how today's session goes. We are wearing our Cheltenham gag bit, because I know a lot of you said last time, do you think it's the bit that was the problem? So we're putting the same bit back on and trying to keep it as straightforward as possible in terms of how it was on a show day. We're trying to replicate sort of the show day as much as possible. I'm wearing my Siva Air jacket, as you can see here, which I will attach to the saddle. So what we're going to do is now we're going to give them a warm up, ready for my session, which is 2:30 till 3, and hopefully we'll have a good one. Mum actually said to me, what happens if he jumps really well today, Charlotte, and we have no problems? I was like, that's great, we'll bring him back to another show. And then she said, well, what happens if we come back to another show and he digs his feet in again and we get another elimination? And I said, well, we'll come to another course hire and we'll come to another clinic. So hopefully we don't get into that pattern, but we know what Vossi's like. He's a very switched on horse. He knows how to play these games, so knowing him, he will be amazing today. But anyway, we'll get on warm up and see how he does go. Come in, cheeky boy. So, one of the big challenges, and I hope I'm not alone in this one, at Berry Farm, is coming from the warm-up through the tunnel to the main ring, which is behind Mum. So, whilst I'm in my warm-up stage, I'm just walking Vossi through the tunnel, up to the ring as much as possible. Letting him have a look. Now, the first time I did this, he was really snorting, and he did a poo as well. So, signs of nerves. So I just want him to sort of relax as much as possible. So, this is what I mean about it. He knows how to play games. Now the camera's on, he's making it look like there's no issue whatsoever. Hey.
When you want him to go forward, then you can push him forward, go off in yourself forward, yeah? Right, let's do it. More forward in the top half than that. Better. Turn around from that. And it's all, and you go forward, you're right by your horse's head, aren't you?
Yeah.
So it's more important than a short jockey, it doesn't make much difference, but with us it does, so you've got to sit back and keep the horse in front of you, and then you've got more thinking time if he does change the rhythm. Again, straighten up. That's better. Jump back on the right way again and think that. Also, just by the fact that you're sitting up and sitting into him, that helps to keep him balanced and steadier, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Come back on the right rein. We're going to think. Dressage position. Dressage, that's better. That's better. Is that much more balanced? Yeah. No, not if I'm 3 strides from the fence. jump, yeah?
Straight into canter,
In a minute, it's walking like you're in a circle. You've got those 8 fences. 9 left greens, you've done that twice. Number 1 twice, yeah, 9. 10 the sunflower. Got it?
Yeah.
And turn back to purple double of 2 stripes. Okay, yeah, now you come in, bells gone. Now you can start.
Classic. So we've just finished our really good jump session in the indoor arena. Brought Vossi out just to give him a cool off and popped a rug on because it's so cold. It's typical, isn't it? We did say he'd be amazing today. At the beginning he was really stressed. I think he instantly remembered the arena from when the last time we came here and it ended badly, so he was naturally really stressed out. So I just spent the first sort of time just walking him around, letting him relax. And then, as you saw in the clips, we were able to jump round, leave the arena as if we would on a show, and then come back in and jump around again as if we would at a show. And you know, he was absolutely brilliant. At first he was super tense, but I think you know, after about a minute or two of walking around the arena, he sort of calmed and he was really listening to me. One really good point that I kept being told when I was going around the school was that I was just leaning forward too much and I need to sort of sit up more of a bed mare position, because Vossi sort of responds quite well to that as opposed to me leaning forward. And also when I lean forward it gives him more of a chance to rush off. I've said this a million times before, but there is 1,001 things to remember with riding, and if you're not constantly being reminded about the small things, you forget. And then so easily your riding changes and things go downhill. So it just shows you really got to keep on top of it. Make notes. After this session I'm going to make a few notes on my phone to remind myself what I need to work on. There were moments in that indoor, because obviously it's an international indoor, it's a big arena. There were moments where I sort of lost Vossi a bit and we sort of ended up rushing again. But the main thing is, with this new Cheltenham gag bit, I'm really able to sort of sit back, keep my hands up to bring him back to me, which is really good news. So all in all, I'm really happy with how it went. So what I'm going to do is now I'm literally just going to walk him off, cool him off, and then we can pop him back in the trailer, head home, and he can go back out for a few more hours this afternoon. Good boy. Well, just got back. As you can see, it's now pitch black outside. I have given Vossi a groom and popped his turnout rug on because I am going to pop him out for a couple of hours because it's 4:30, and I just don't like them standing in all night, especially as he's obviously jumped. Keep him moving, keep his legs moving so they don't swell or anything like that after a heavy session. So I'm going to pop him out tonight and then bring him in a couple of hours for the evening and finish him off. Thank you so much for tuning in to another vlog. I'm so glad it finished on a high, and if anything, I hope it has given you guys some motivation out there to not give up. Go back to a venue you had a bad day on, get yourself a trainer to give you some advice on the day, and yeah, finish on a positive. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.